You are now listening to Talk Your Jits podcast.
Hello and welcome to Talk Your Jits podcast. This podcast is, as the name implies, all about jiu-jitsu. I'm your host, Lamar Smith, and today's guest is a two-stripe blue belt who trains at IOW BJJ and submission grappling, located in Sandown, Olive White, United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucas Graham.
Hi, nice to be here.
Ah, man, I appreciate
Not
you being
actually
here.
I'm halfway across the world, but yeah.
I know, right?
Cool.
It's pretty awesome.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, am I the first British person you've had?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you are.
Am I?
Yeah.
What a privilege.
Yep. So
First of many, hopefully.
I just had someone earlier who was from Spain.
Okay, cool.
So it was pretty awesome. So it's awesome to
worldwide.
Yeah, it's very awesome to speak to like people all across. So, but yeah, let's get started.
Definitely.
Yeah, so let's get started. If you want to formally introduce yourself again, you can, and let's hear about your jiu-jitsu journey.
So as you heard, I'm a two-stripe blue belt from the Isle of Wight, which is a little tiny island right at the south coast of the UK. Easily one of the best clubs on the island. There's only a handful of clubs here, but I've been there now for 4 years. I started jiu-jitsu probably at a pretty bad point of my life. I was going through some terrible stuff, like relationship-wise. I was really ill. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis when I was 18.
Oh, wow.
Which is, if you don't know what that is, it's a condition of the large bowel or small bowel, but mostly, in my case, it was the small intestine. And it was in the large intestine, and it was inflamed, causing me massive amounts of discomfort and lots of horrible side effects, which I won't go into details. So as a result, I started jiu-jitsu really to try and get fit and to try and help with that. I mean, I boxed for 10 years before that, and they told me that because of my colitis, I couldn't box anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of thought, well, what can I do? I reached out to a couple of the coaches on the island, and I found myself on the floor rolling around with guys that were sweaty, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was being choked out by everybody. And it was just really good fun. I can't describe it.
Yeah.
But it sounds so weird, but but yeah, and hang on. So I literally ended up having major surgery 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I had my large bowel removed. And a stoma replaced it.
Wow.
And I didn't know if I'd be able to do jiu-jitsu. The surgeons didn't know if I'd be able to do jiu-jitsu. Nobody knew if I'd be able to do jiu-jitsu. And my coach said, just come, like give yourself a year recovery. Come and roll with me. And I was massively depressed. There was points where I thought, this is it for me. I'm done. And the best thing I did was get back on the mats. And ever since that day, I've not stopped. I've been there pretty much every day, making the most of it. But yeah, I still roll with. I'm one of the only people, I think, in the world that train with a stoma. There's not many of us, if there is. I think there's one guy in America, actually, purple belt. But other than that, I think they're very, very, very few and far between. But it doesn't affect it at all. So if you are listening and you do have a stoma and you do want to do jiu-jitsu, 100% go for it. There's a guy in Canada that I've been talking to recently, and he's just started jiu-jitsu because of having a stoma and things like that. And it was my YouTube and my sort of social media that he found. And yeah, and he is very grateful. And I'm really grateful to my coaches and my friends for dragging me back. But yeah, I've been yeah, I mean, I trained this morning, for example, and I'm absolutely fine. It's just difficult. There's certain things that you've got to be careful of, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to picture it in my mind. I'm like, so I guess what would be the things you would have to look out for?
So knee on belly, I have to avoid. Full mount sometimes, but not. It depends on the person that's mounting me. I mean, if it's a guy my weight, which is 102 kilograms at the minute, if they're sort of my weight, fine. But if they're a bit heavier, it depends. If they've got a really good mount, I probably would like to avoid it, obviously.
Wow.
But 9 times out of 10, the only positions that really bother me are knee on belly and back triangle. They're the only two that really are quite not nice.
Oh, so anything that could like potentially cause like a compression on like your stomach area would be, I guess.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so anything that's on the lower part, sort of belly button down pressure is just a little bit. I can take it, I'm fine, but it's just a little bit like I don't want to be here for too long. So as a result, I developed a really good sort of guard recovery and really good sort of defense against those positions just naturally. I didn't even really have to put much effort into it. It just sort of happened quite naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't have much of a core, so the muscles in my abdomen would be different to a normal person, for example. So I can't do much like sit up guard. My guard attacks are very different. My coach and a couple of the guys that I train with say that I move very differently to other people, but that's just because I've had to adapt and use more of my back muscles rather than my abdomen.
Right.
Which I don't even know I'm doing it, but they all do because it's annoying apparently.
But that's amazing.
Thanks.
That's
it's pretty
short of
surreal.
amazing.
Thank you. I just see it as I'm just a normal guy that goes to jiu-jitsu, but a lot of people have said to me like, mate, that's legit. Like that's pretty good. But yeah, it's not been easy. I've had to have it glued and stitched because of jiu-jitsu. I've had days where I can't get out of bed when I first started because my abdomen was so sore. It was rough, real rough when I first started. But then I think jiu-jitsu is rough for everybody at first.
Yeah.
I just think you've just got to get through that first like 2 years and you're fine.
Yeah,
maybe some people are less than that.
You got to embrace the suck, as we say.
Oh mate, you got to get through that. I mean, I know that jiu-jitsu in America is pretty legit, but in the UK, I think I just worry that there's so many soft people that come to jiu-jitsu in the UK. I don't know if it's like that in America, but it's just absolutely nuts. And there's just people that I don't know. They think it's going to be like WWE or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
just get a real reality shock.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, it's probably is like that everywhere. Fortunately, I haven't necessarily had to run into anyone like that.
Yeah.
But we did have an instance cause like my school, we were smashed. Like we were in that that gritty, grindy, smash style jujitsu. And one that we was going over a smash pass. Was this Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. And the white belt I was training with, he had me in the position, and he's like looking. He's like, you didn't tap yet? I'm like, no. I'm like, keep going. Like, dude, all my weight is on you. Yeah, that's fine. I'm like, look at our instructor. Our instructor is, he's a heavy guy, and me and him roll a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm gonna get smashed. I'm gonna get smashed. So I'm used to it. Like, I'm a brown belt now. Like, I'm used to it. None of this stuff phases me anymore. He's like, man, I don't see how you do it. I'm like, you just get used to it after a while.
I think that like we've had quite an influx of new students, and it's the first time. Well, it was the first time in a couple of years, I would say, that we've had quite a few white belts, because up until probably like summer last year, we had mostly white belts, and then most of the white belts got promoted to blues and etc. And then we just sort of ran out of white belts. And now it's nice because we're getting loads in again. Obviously, everything stopped for COVID for everybody. So it was a little bit like, oh shit, like what are we gonna do?
Right.
And then, but the students that stayed legit, and we're back to normal, and it's like it never happened, you know.
Yeah.
But so many people are scared to go to jiu-jitsu, aren't they? Like so many people are scared to try it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's nothing to be scared of. Like most of the guys that I train with are sound. Like they're legit, like really nice people. Like we've got doctors, we've got grounds workers, we've got all sorts of people from Works of Life, carers, and it's just so strange that some people are like, oh, I'm scared that I'm going to get beat up. It's like, mate, we all get beat up. You'll be fine.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Like you're going to get beat up. That's the whole part. That's the whole best part about it. And
I mean,
no, go ahead.
it's not. I think people expect it to be like taekwondo, don't they? And like karate and stuff like that, where it's not maybe as intense as jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, with jujitsu, it can be as chill or as hardcore as you want it to
Mate,
be.
100%.
Like you can have like, yeah, Tuesday I'm gonna just do a light day. Thursday, like, now we might pick it up and roll the whole entire class.
I think so. Like at my club, we have Saturdays and Sundays. Well, Sundays is our like all day, all morning we roll. So we get there at about 8 and we roll until about 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then so most people are going for the kill that day.
Yeah.
And then like through the week we have classes morning and evening, and we roll hard every fucking day, man. Like literally every day is full on. But we're sort of known on the south coast of the UK for being quite tough. So my coach kind of just wants us to be tough.
Right.
So that's just kind of what he's made us. I mean, we're all super nice guys, like I said, but he just wants us to be tough guys, and that's what he's producing. So, I mean, we at one point back in 2015, I think it was 2015, we had a guy that was training with us that had the most medals in the UK, and he came up from a white belt to brown belt with us.
Oh wow!
So yeah, he was. I lived with him for a year, and he was pretty hard. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I love jiu-jitsu, man. I think everyone should do it. Like
everyone, like I employ everyone to try it. Like no matter who it is, 100%. No matter what your age is, I say try it. Like people do it, like, you know, people ask as I wear like a hood, you know, jiu-jitsu hoodie or shirts or whatever, all, you know, 24/7. So I do get people who ask about it. And it's like, yeah, I train at this school. This is the type of school we are, and yada yada yada. You know, people say, oh, I'll come, and don't. But you know, I extend the invitation because I do feel like it's for everybody. And you know, prime example, we had this couple join jiu-jitsu like a few months ago, and from the looks of it, it was more for like him, and she was like just kind of there for support, and she was like, you know, since my husband's doing it, I'll do it too. And it got to the point where like it seemed like she was getting more and more enthused in training than anybody else. Cause like she was very, very timid. She's like, you know, I don't want to hurt I don't want to hurt you. I'm like, girl, it's fine. Like you're cool. But yeah, but as classes went on, she started to like take to it, and she was like really, really like getting out there. I was like, yeah, you like it, don't you? She was like, yeah, I'm having so much fun. But yeah,
I think I think it's so strange. It's normally the people that don't think that they'll like it end up liking it the most.
Yeah.
But I just think it's just an addiction, jiu-jitsu. I mean, most people are there every day. Most people are watching jiu-jitsu on YouTube and doing stuff like this. So I think once you're in, you're in. Once you're hooked.
Yeah.
Do you find that do you get much blue belt dropout at your school?
Yeah.
Blue belt-itis?
Yeah, we
call it. Do you call it blue belt-itis in America?
Yeah, we call it blue belt-itis. Yep. That blue belt,
cool.
that blue belt graveyard. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few people die there.
Yeah, and I've met a lot of people too. I've met a lot of people who like, oh, you train? I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
train. I'm like, oh, they're like, oh, I'm like, what rank are you? Oh, I'm a blue belt, and I'm like, ah. I'm like, do I want to consider this conversation? Because I know the next person's like, yeah, man, I stopped training about 3 months, 3 years ago. It's
Yeah.
like, nah,
Yeah.
man. But
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but like when people make it to blue belt, they just stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, we've had quite a few people that have had it. I got my blue belt on the same day as a guy, and he's had loads of stuff happen, but he's just ended up not training. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. But again, that's someone that we all thought would be there. My best mate, Adam, he'll listen to this because he loves me. But I'll say it because he won't care. He had the worst blue belt itis I have ever seen. Ever seen. He literally, I mean, I started, so he got his blue belt probably like 6 years ago, and he dropped out for 5 of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got his purple belt in June. And now he's back. He's here 100%. And when I asked him why he had that, he didn't even know. So it's crazy because like it happens to like he's a legit good guy as well. Like his jiu-jitsu is pretty good. He'll love me for saying that, especially if my coach listens as well, but which he probably will. So it's just like it's pretty mad that even someone that's been through it doesn't know why it happened. I haven't had an ounce of it, but like I said, I've been a blue belt for a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
White belt was really tough though, and when I got to sort of 3 stripe on my white belt, I was like, I really want my blue belt now. And then when it happened, I was like, oh, I'm just a blue belt. It's basically the same as a white belt. Nothing's changed. But then as I got now I've got my 2nd stripe, I was like, oh, actually, I've got a little bit of responsibility.
Right,
I've got to look after the white belts.
Right, there's something to this blue belt thing.
Yeah. But it wasn't till like now where I'm creeping up the blue that I'm like, actually, maybe there is a reason that people are scared of blue. But not to the point of where I'd be like, oh, see you later, I'm going to quit for 5 years.
Right.
But I think that a lot of people go, oh, actually, there is some responsibility here. And I think that's what people are scared of. Or is it that you've got a big target on your back and all the white belts want to rip your arms off? I don't know.
Yeah, because you're like you're still like low on the totem pole. So it's like I'm high enough because I'm obviously a higher rank, but I'm low enough for the white belts to try to test me. To say that, I made a blue belt.
Mate, I hate that. I hate it when people brag about tapping anybody. It does my head in. Literally, it infuriates me because it's just like, mate, we're all teammates. At the end of the day, like we've got a kid that trains with us. He's like 11 or something, and obviously we all go easy on him.
Mm-hmm.
But he tells all his friends that he taps out black belts and stuff, and it's just like, oh, okay, mate. Doesn't realise, bless him.
Like, man, calm down, Turbo.
Yeah, chill out, cuz. But there's a girl that trains with us, funny enough. You saying about the wife at your gym.
Mm-hmm.
And she started training probably earlier this year, white belt. She's 15, and she's got the most incredible way of just learning. I've never seen anything like it. She just takes on information and puts it on the mat, and she's getting really good. I mean, she's probably about 48, 50 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like a new guy come in the gym, a fully grown man, and she'll absolutely murk him. And Mercs, do you know what that means? I just said, I don't know if I'm saying too many British words.
No, that I've heard it before, but like
it means beat up, basically.
Okay.
So she should be able to beat up most people, like new guys, and it's like, whoa, actually, that's pretty incredible, to be fair, and it's pretty cool to see that, like I didn't see it at white belt. I didn't pay attention to other people, but now I'm like, oh, that's really sick to see that person get better.
Yeah.
I love that's my favorite thing.
It definitely is. It definitely is. Like we have a guy, his name is Ray Martin. He's a blue belt. And when he joined and he took to it like, just like he was just naturally doing this before. He very, very smart guy. He pays attention to detail, and about time he got to like his second, third stripe on his white belt, and we started to realize, okay, yeah, he's picking up stuff very, very fast. So I was like, okay, he's gonna be a problem. So now that he's a blue belt now, he's advancing so quickly, man. It's like it's so good to hear, it's so good to see stuff like that, like see people who just come in and just take off in jiu-jitsu.
So like this was similar actually. We've got a guy that trains with us. His name's Liam. And he started probably 2 years ago, maybe like 18 months, maybe a bit less. I don't really know. And when he started, he came from, so his mum was really high in judo. I think she was like, no, she got some UK medals. I think she was being scouted for the GB Olympic team and stuff. So he came from sort of a grappling pedigree, if you like. So everyone was a little bit like, oh, this guy's going to know what he's doing. And he was tapping out purple belts within probably 6 months. Just one of those guys that's just so naturally talented that frustrates everybody else in the gym because he's so talented, But he's a blue belt now, and he's just getting better and better. Him and Robin, and which Robin's our full stripe purple belt that we've got. They're both competing actually this weekend. Next weekend now, but so yeah. Do you get many competitions over there? Like, obviously, is it quite difficult to compete in America because it's such a big place? Or
honestly, no. So like, I'm in Detroit, Michigan, and we usually have like Ohio, close, close states by that always having a tournament. So it's either in Upper Michigan or in Ohio or somewhere in Michigan where it's like maybe 2-3 hour drive at the most. But yeah, we have quite a few down here too.
Yeah, I mean UK wise, I think we have about 3 competitions a month all year.
But it's so easy to find. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. All I was going to say is the only thing is we're on a little tiny island, and the boat is, I think in US dollars it would be about $200 to get off the island.
Wow.
Which it's an hour boat, and it would be $200. It's about 130 UK quid. So I think that translates to about 200. Someone somewhere will tell me that my maths is wrong.
We'll figure it out. we get the point.
I'm sure.
But yeah,
it's expensive.
That's crazy. But we usually have a lot of like small in-house tournaments that they post on Facebook, and you can just easily just up and look up, and there's a tournament somewhere. So
okay, cool. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, and we
do you like do a lot of like seminars and like things like that? Like what
you said? Do we?
Do you like go to seminars, and do you enjoy them? Do you learn from seminars? I think it's quite I like asking jiu-jitsu people that, because you never know. Some people don't learn from them.
Yeah, some people don't like seminars. I love seminars.
Yeah, me too.
I love getting the chance to learn from either someone from a totally different school or obviously higher up in the ranks. Like we had our master Joe Moera. We had him. Oh man, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen him since I've been training. We had his master, Grandmaster Francisco Mansour, do one a few years back, and every time even his son Joe Moore Jr. He's even came and did a seminar and I talk to him almost on, I talk to him on a daily too. So yeah, it's always awesome to learn from anybody. I don't care if it's anybody, rank under me or 10 times higher than me. Like if you can show me anything new in jiu-jitsu, I'm willing to learn it.
Mate, so my coach Martin Dell, if I called him professor or master, he'd slap me. It's just Martin Dell, and he's a second degree black belt, and he loves Danaher. He loves watching his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we all sort of have gone down that path of like the Danaher stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so many. Like we have guys like brown belts come down from London, for example, and they'll be blown away by the stuff that Martin teaches. So it's pretty surreal, like that we've got that on tap. I mean, we've got three black belts that train in our place. We've got Mark, Martin, and Matt, and all of them, if you call them professor, or master, it's just not. I mean, we don't even say USA in our gym, so it's pretty. If anyone else's, you're in for a bad time.
And what's so funny about that? So my instructor, he's like, he's like one of my best friends, and
yeah, it's the same with mine.
So it's like we don't necessarily, I don't call him like Professor Zach or Instructor Zach or whatever. But when I was getting ready to do this, to do this podcast, I was doing the first episode, and I was like writing out what I was going to say, and I called him. I'm like, how do I introduce you? I'm like, I know this is maybe weird being like, been training for like 5 years. Like, how do I properly introduce you? Because I just call you Zach. Like, I just call you like, hey, this is I say my instructor or whatever. But he's like, no, it's whatever. You can call me professor. You can call me instructor. Yada yada yada. But I'm like, that's weird, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. So Martin. So I went through a really bad stage probably last year, like real bad depression.
Mm-hmm.
Real fucking shit. Like legit, like terrible. And that's when me and him sort of became really close, because he fucking came to my house and he was like dragging me out the door to get to the gym. Like, not literally, but hypothetically. And honestly, that guy is a fucking legend. I swear to God, if you could get him on here, you would have some of the wackiest conversations you've ever had.
I mean, I would love to have him. I would love to.
Mate, I'll get him on here, because legit, he's the biggest conspiracy theory nut. He's an absolute legend. Some of the stuff that he says is questionable at times, so I don't know if he would come on a podcast, but he's legit probably one of the funniest, most humble guys that I've ever met. I mean, I'll try and get Norse and stuff, which is Adam, my best mate, to come on, because Norse is a purple belt, like I said. And he's just super funny, man. Like, I seem pretty relaxed out of the four of us, because there's my mate Dean as well, but he won't come on here. He's too shy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll take any and everybody who's willing to come on and talk about jiu-jitsu.
Honestly, if you can get Martin on here, you will have the time of your life. You'll end up talking about God knows what. But yeah, I mean, after class, most of the time we sit around for like an hour and have like a mother's meeting almost, chatting and just sat there drinking water, just chilling. Like, it's just, I never thought I'd find like best mates in jiu-jitsu, but I have. It's pretty crazy.
Man, it's definitely it's a blessing when you because me, my instructor Zach, I call them, they're my brothers at this point. Brian, Adam, Anthony, Ray, basically all of them, but mainly those people are the one I talk to almost every single day.
Yeah.
I work with my instructor, so I talk to him every single day. It's like we'll work together. I'll go home, pick up the wife and daughter. We go to class, and we'll, actually, train and everything, and then we'll talk for like another 2-3 hours, like we haven't seen each other all day.
Yeah.
And all we do, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We we play Warzone, Call of Duty, Warzone, in the evenings, and like we'll be chatting at jiu-jitsu. And then go home and play Warzone for like 5 hours. And we're still chatting shit that we've already probably talked about. But we just carry on. Like, I'm going through a relationship breakup at the minute, and I couldn't do it without these guys. Like they're literally, like you say, like brothers, like family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Martin's birthday today, so happy birthday, Martin. Um, he'll hate that, but I'm gonna get absolutely beaten up the next time I'm in. And he, honestly, jiu-jitsu's, I love it, man. You get you almost get like a second family, don't you?
Yeah.
Somewhere where you can go and you can proper have a moan about things, and nobody cares. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to give two shits what you're up to. Like, just don't be an arsehole and try and break people's arms, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's my piece of advice. Just don't go in there with an ego. So many people come to our club that have an ego. Not so many, but the odd few. And they're never going to come back because their ego's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if you just come in with an open mind and let yourself enjoy being beaten up, then you'll stick around, I think.
Yeah. And I, just like you said, man, I absolutely love these guys.
Yeah.
And from every aspect of the word, because, dealing with, the loss of my dad last year, and, man, it's just so much, just so much stuff that happened in these past 5 years. And I can, truly honestly say that I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those guys.
Mate, I'm exactly the same.
Man, just to be able to have, these solid people in your corner every step of the way, no matter what it is, very, very supportive. And no 100%. No matter what each other do, we're always supporting each other. Like, my brother Anthony, well, congratulations, by the way, because at the time of this recording, he just had his, he had a fight Friday night. He won by submission.
Well, decent.
Yeah,
Congrats.
so big ups to that. He definitely does, he busts his ass in training. But but yeah, man, I talk to these guys every single day. If it's not in a group chat on Facebook, it's on Instagram. If it's on Instagram, it's through text message. If it's not there, we're talking to each other on the phone, talk about jiu-jitsu and what else. Like every single day I hear from, we talk every single day.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I wouldn't ask for a better group of people.
No, mate, I generally, I couldn't have found better people than what I needed. Like, if someone came to me tomorrow and said, mate, you need to take 3 motherfuckers to war, who are you picking? I know who I'm picking.
Oh, like, hands down.
Yeah, I wouldn't even hesitate. If something kicked off, I know who to go to. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big believer in having 10, 20, 30 friends. Like, I'd rather have 3 fucking people. But if someone wanted to kill me, I know that they would have my back 125,000%.
Man, in a heartbeat, no questions asked. No questions asked.
I mean, if I know that they would do anything with me or for me, whether that was legal or not. They would literally be there 100%, and that's why I love them.
Yeah.
I mean, if Norse does listen to this, he'll probably cry because he doesn't. He has no idea. He has no idea how much he literally means to me. Like that boy, he's an emotional wreck, but I absolutely love him. We all call him Norse. I don't even know why the nickname started, but his real name's Adam, but we just call him Norse. He's on my phone as Norse. It's just a legend, Like, well, should change his name to the Comeback Kid after his blue belt dropout, but he actually crashed his car in the week.
Oh wow!
So I'm currently taking the piss out of him for that, to be honest. But that's just the dark humor of jiu-jitsu, I guess.
Yeah, that's that family bond, man. That's that brotherhood.
Mate, I also think it's a very much British thing. We just take the piss out of each other all the time. I don't know what. I've not actually ever been to America, so I don't even know what it's like when it comes to things like that. But
we rag on each other all the time.
Oh, okay, cool.
24/7.
I think it's the only way to be in it with your pals. Like, you just got to take the piss all the time. Like,
got to.
I think that's the only way you get through this world. Like just taking the mick and having a laugh. Like, it's so strange. It's so strange, but
it works.
Mate,
but it works. Because like I would, our friend, Coleman, he's gonna hate me for this, but I don't care. We rag on him 24/7. No matter what the conversation is, we will crack a joke on him in an instant. Don't know why. This even started before I even started training with him, because him, Brian, and Adam, they all grew up together, so they knew each other before I started training. And then, I got cool with them, and then we just kind of just mesh into this group, and yeah, all we do is rag on him all day, like 24/7. No matter what it is, we'll just rag on him. Cause we love him, we love each other, but we wouldn't, like, we'll talk crap 24/7, but yeah, we would definitely go to war for each other in a
100%.
in a heartbeat.
I mean, there's so much stuff in there on social media at the minute about certain things and certain people, and I just think that it's good to just have some guys that you can take the mick out of, you can get away from reality with, you can just have a laugh with, and you can just be yourself. Because social media is such a time-consuming, amazing, but also detrimental thing.
Very, very polluted.
I can't describe it. It's a messed up place. I love TikTok. Don't get me wrong, I love TikTok, but I shouldn't be able to sit there for 3 hours on TikTok.
you feel so dirty.
Yeah. I just feel like a scumbag. Like,
oh God, what happened? I could have been doing something productive.
Yeah, but then I'm like, I am doing something productive. I'm looking at whatever I'm looking at on TikTok. Normally, it's some stupid thing, jiu-jitsu related. Normally,
yeah,
but it's normally like some girl doing a dance with her bum out or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just, God knows what it is, but it's 3 hours worth.
It's 3 hours worth.
Yeah, and I just think, I've got to go to work now. So
yeah,
crazy,
man.
Absolutely crazy. But
it's so crazy.
Honestly, I've got a YouTube channel. I don't post on it anymore, so I'm not even going to use it as a shout out. But when I first started that, I absolutely loved social media. I thought it was the best thing ever. And then I realised, here comes the hate, here comes this, here comes that. But I have thought about restarting the YouTube channel, but to be honest, I don't have the time. I just don't have the time. Like, I've always wanted to do a podcast, but again, I just don't have the time. Like, I'd rather just be guests on podcasts. Like, that's way better for me.
Right. It takes the pressure out of like trying to stay scheduled.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I could do. How many podcasts do you do a week?
Ooh, man. let me actually.
Should we do a day?
How many I do a day? At least 2 to 3.
Okay, sick. I mean, I have been listening to a few of them.
Yeah,
you've had some pretty cool guys.
So when I started doing this, I did all my research, like, how I should do it, how should I format it, how should I release it, and so on and so forth. And when the few articles I read, the main thing they were saying was like, you make sure you have at least 4 episodes ready to upload on launch, and then have so many backlogged so that you can keep it scheduled.
Yeah.
And when I was talking about it, like, man, how am I going to get this many people on here enough to be able to be backlogged 2-3 episodes? I made that post about, looking for guests, and I've been doing interviews since the beginning of November, and I'm booked out until January.
Wow. Just from that one post?
Just from that one post.
That's incredible, man. Jiu-Jitsu is so sick. People can just be there.
Man, and just what's been really awesome about it is the few people that do support me, friends and family who don't do jiu-jitsu, has been coming to me like, dude, I've been listening to your podcast. It's just amazing. It's been very, very fun to listen to, and it's like, thank you. Like, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
I think at the end of the day, it's how you do it, what you talk about. You want people that can carry a conversation. You don't want people that just can't talk. Like, I'll talk forever,
which is fine.
Yeah, it makes your job easier, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, it's so sick that you just put that one post up and you've been relentless. I mean, I'm more than happy to come back on in a few months' time, whatever. If you ever need, like, I'll just give me a message and I'm there. But I likewise, I'll get some British guys on there. 'Cause I
Man,
don't. Have you got any more Brits lined up?
let's see. No, you're literally like the
No.
only one.
See, I'm proud of that, you know,
Yeah, you are my first. You're my first Brit on here.
because I think jiu-jitsu in England is different to America. I don't know why. I just think that's kind of from what I've seen online. That's just kind of what it is. I feel like you guys, don't know. You seem to be a lot more chilled about it. Or is it club dependent? Do you think, like school dependent?
I think it's school dependent.
Because what team are you? Are you Gracie or is it just an independent?
No, we're under Joe Moera, who was trained
Okay,
by Grandmaster Mansour, who was trained by Carlos Gracie and so forth.
okay. So you don't call you're not like you don't have to wear like the Gracie keys and all that stuff.
No.
No, okay. So you like we're not either. We're just a complete. We're So we were under a team called Mill Hill,
Uh huh.
and now we're under a team called Nick Brooks BJJ. November last year, we lost the team coach, which was Nick. He was renowned. Everyone knew Nick around the UK and Europe, Romania. He was an absolute legend. He was European champion. Like he was legit one of the nicest guys I've ever met and had a pleasure of sharing a mat with. And unfortunately, he died very suddenly. And the whole UK jiu-jitsu community really took it to heart. It was really tough. And for so a lot of the time he lived and trained out of London, but he moved to the island. He would come down to the island quite a lot because Martin, my coach, knew him was quite close with him. So he'd come to the island and do seminars quite often, and then he moved here and he was basically training us every Sunday. We had this guy that was legit one of the best in the UK, if not the world, at one point. You know? And then unfortunately, he got pneumonia. The blood clot went to his brain. He died.
Oh no.
And he was ill. It was like, oh, Nick's a bit ill, guys. And then 2 weeks later, he was dead. And it was just heart wrenching, mate. It was literally the worst thing that I've ever been through emotionally within jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
Like,
that's wow. And
he taught.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. He taught he taught Martin most of the things he knows. Like, it's just so sad, man. It's so sad.
Yeah, that's rough. And once again, it's just that love and that jiu-jitsu community that that makes all this possible.
So a real example of jiu-jitsu community. His wife was left with 2 kids. So my coach Martin, he made a GoFundMe, and we raised £45,000 for her and a funeral.
Amazing.
And that was just the jiu-jitsu community. People that had never. There wasn't anybody that donated that hadn't met him. I don't think it was just the world, the UK. Just everyone knew Nick Brooks. I mean, a lot of black belts in America would probably know who Nick Brooks is. He was a very, very good jiu-jitsu guy. And it was a real shame.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the world keeps spinning. The sun's still going to come up. So you just got to get on with it.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Just got to strap your belt up and keep going. Keep rolling.
Yeah. I mean, he was a big believer in just getting after it. So that's what we did.
Yeah, definitely gotta honor that.
Oh, mate, he honestly, flow rolling wasn't a thing in his gym. Like, It's not a thing in our gym either. Float rolling. Martin hates that word. He wants to slap people when he hears it.
Cause does it ever really be a flow roll?
No, it's never a flow roll, is it?
It's never a flow roll.
The first 10 seconds are a flow roll. And then after that, you're getting your arm ripped off. You get something's trying to choke you. And it's like, whoa, we were flow rolling. But to them, they're like, oh, I am flow rolling. It's like, bro, you're not. You're trying to kill me.
Right.
So, and then it just ends up being a war, doesn't it? So,
yeah, shout outs to my brother Brian, cause it's like hey, we're gonna flow roll, and it's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and then like you said, a minute in, someone kicks up, someone gets in a bad position, like, oh no, we about to go. So yeah, that's definitely my quote unquote flow rolling partner. So. Which we never do.
There's guys you can roll lighter with, isn't there? Like, I think there's guys that you know that you clap hands and it's go time.
Yeah.
But there's some guys that you touch hands with, you're like, I know this is going to be pretty chill.
Yeah. But we have so many like gritty people. There's like very hungry people in our gym, so it's not too many. It's not too many where we can like quote unquote flow roll, because we have. And yeah, in a while we have 1, 2, I think maybe like five white belts, 5 or 6 white belts now. And at one point it was just one, and he was about to get promoted to blue. So yeah, it's been a minute since we had like a lot of hungry faces on the mat. So there's not a lot of flow rolling or like light rolling when it comes to our class anymore.
Yeah. I just think that so many, we're the same really. Everybody's getting after it. There's no one that wants to roll light really.
No.
It's just, I might pick one of the newer white belts if I need a restaurant. If any of you are listening, sorry, but it's true.
It's sorry, not sorry, but that's what they're for. It's like, like
you're a restaurant. You're shit. You're a restaurant.
Like it has to happen. Like
yeah, mate.
We have, our people, like you said, like, okay, I got, Brian, if I want to like really, really, if I want to work, but yet not worry about getting hurt, that's who I go to. If I want like a really, really hard roll, I'll go with Anthony, because he's a wrestler and he definitely knows how to use his strength. He's gotten a lot better in using his strength, but he definitely uses his strength nonetheless. If I want more of a technical, I can work, but not necessarily work as hard, not taking nothing from him, is Ray, because he has a lot of flaws that we're working on, but he's definitely a good role. But if I want to like work, it's our white belt Matt. He is a relentless asshole. So it's really? Like, from even working technique, it always turns to a roll. But if you want a good workout, man, that's the guy to grab right there.
That's Liam all over. That guy, he's just, he's so frustratingly good. Generally, I hope he doesn't hear this, because he won't fit in the gym door tomorrow. But like, generally that guy. He's so fucking talented. He's so good.
Yeah.
I want to see someone beat him up, but no one ever does. So it is what it is.
But
I think,
Matt,
you pick your roles, innit?
Yeah, Matt is a hungry white belt. He's a very hungry white belt. And he's a glutton for punishment, and we love it, because it's like, he's going to give it his all no matter what. He's going to get tapped. He's going to be like, man, damn it. All right, let's go again. It's like, yeah, man, you're gonna be A-okay. And then we have shout out to my boy Scott. He's a blue belt, and I love working with him, because he's not like super technical. He does it for the love of it. He's one of those like very humble people who just he just loves jiu-jitsu, and just to be able to get like that perspective from someone else when you're actually repping techniques like a little bit more thorough, it's always good to have those people in your gym, Sue.
Oh, mate, definitely. I mean, Like we've got so many different people in our gym. Like we've got some guys that will help you out with stuff. You've got some guys that just come in and get on with it. Like we all work together as a team, but obviously there's just some people that will give you that feedback that you're talking about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've got. I don't know if I'm going to say it anyway. Mark, if you're listening to this, I am really sorry for what I'm about to say. So Mark's our big scary gorilla black belt.
Uh-huh.
He'll rip your head off if you've done something wrong. But he's the nicest guy. We all go to his house for like evenings and like barbecues and that. So I'm not going to slag him off anyway. But he is like you'll roll with him and he'll be like choking you and he'll go, "Oh, you almost had me," and you're like, "Mate, you just almost put me unconscious. I don't think I did."
Right.
And you'll say, "Oh, Mark, my left wrist is quite bad," so he'll wrist lock the other one.
Of course.
It's just he is an absolute legend, but he never gives you the feedback that you deserve. He'll do something, and then like say if I got mount, he'd then sweep me and choke me, and he was like, "That mount was really good." I'm like, "Thanks." Obviously, it wasn't that good.
Right, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, but and then he's like, "Well, I am a black belt," and I'm like, "Yeah, fair enough." But honestly, if he hears that, he's going to beat me up on Monday now. But
that is my instructor through and through, man. I love this guy so much, but it's because we always say this, like the Zach giveth and the Zach taketh away. Because like he'll show a technique, and he'll break it down in detail, and we'll work that technique for like a week or two. And that like third, fourth class after that is like, okay, yeah, you remember this one technique we was working, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, all right, let me show you something real quick, and then he'll show us how to break it down. I mean, how to stop it. So it's like, oh god, dude, we thought we were on to something, and it's like, yeah, no. So he's
like
definitely notorious for that.
You'll get shown like technique of the day, and you'll roll with the coach, and you'll try and do it. And I'll try and do it to Martin, and he'll just laugh and go, "I'm really sorry," and then just sweep me or submit me, and I'm like, but how do I not know this? And then I remember that I am a blue belt, and he's a second degree black belt. Man, so it's like, oh yeah, that's what.
Black belts are jerks, man.
Mate, black belts. I mean, you can say that because you're not far off, but. For me, if I said black belts are jerks, I'm never going to be able to walk in my gym and not get murked ever again. Like, the only reason I can say black belts are jerks is because my best mate, one of my best mates, is the black belt of the gym.
Likewise, that's the only reason I can say it too, because he already know. Mate, I'll tell him to his face like, "Man, you're such a dick," but I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I would never say it to a black belt of any other gym. But
no.
I thought, mate, I can't wait to get. I think everyone wants to be a black belt, don't they? I think.
Of course.
But it takes a true legend to make it.
Yes.
But I wish I didn't have a cold for this podcast, because I don't sound like this normally. I don't sound this gruff and like. But someone somewhere decided to give me their cold, and I hate them. Currently.
Whoever you are in the world who gave him this code.
Whoever you are, I don't care how big you are, come to the gym and I'll mess you up. But no, like, mate, like, there's a couple of guys that started training with us a few weeks ago, and they used to like bully me a little bit at school, and it was nice to just get hold of them and strangle them, legally.
Right.
Yeah, it was just nice. And that's what I love about jiu-jitsu. I don't care how big you are, how small you are. Like, I've seen the smallest person beat up a big guy.
Yeah.
Who's never done any jiu-jitsu before.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see. And
cool to see.
I think jiu-jitsu is you don't see that in any other martial art, though, do you? You wouldn't see that in boxing. Like, if you're a big guy, you're knocking out little guys. Simple as that. I've done a little bit of MMA, but something about being kicked in the head, man. It's just I'm not up for that.
No.
Something. So the guys that do MMA out there, you have my respect, because an elbow to the head in jiu-jitsu accidentally makes me want to cry in the shower. So getting it for fun, nah, mad,
Right.
yeah, absolutely mental.
Yeah. Like
Like,
you voluntarily did this. I know what we do is
no,
crazy. But you actually
yeah,
let a
but
guy punch you in the face? No, I'm okay.
yeah, no, like, and elbows and knees and then they get you on the floor and they got you in like scarf hold or side control or something like that, and they're just punching you in the face. Like scarf hold is bad enough as it is without being punched 20 times in the nose.
Yes. Yes.
So no, thank you. It's as simple as
Yes.
that. I mean, ah,
Yeah,
like I
man.
boxed, so I don't mind being punched in the face, but when I got kicked in the head, you're joking. I thought this isn't real. I said, I'm sorry, I'm out. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
You
I
kick,
got
like,
I got
oh,
kneed in I
oh,
got kneed in the nose one day while
yeah,
rolling. And I think my eyes watered for like 10 minutes.
mate,
And
I'll
I'm like,
cry.
and y'all do this for a living? Like, no. No,
Yeah,
thank you. And this was
like
by
one of
accident.
yeah, like one of our black belts. He's an MMA guy. I just think he's mental. I don't know how they do it. Like I watch UFC every weekend when it's on,
Yep.
and I just think, how do you motherfuckers do that? You're bleeding from every single hole of your face, and then Dana White goes, "Oh, here's 500K," and they're like, "Ah, it's fine. We'll do it again in a few months." It's like, what
Yeah.
the hell? What has
Yeah.
happened in your life for you to be so traumatized that you do MMA?
Say, who hurt you?
Yeah, show me on the doll where they touched you. Like, honestly,
I mean,
MMA guys
but when
are
you think about
nuts.
it, we're not too far off in jiu-jitsu. We literally
I
go
know,
in a padded room with pajamas on and we try to choke each other.
mate. It's the only time where I can let out my inner serial killer
Yeah.
and not kill people. You know, not that I'm a serial killer. Christ, I just realised what I just said.
We got it.
Jesus, I'm
Right.
currently being vetted anyway. No,
We're not, for the record, we're not serial killers. We may just,
no,
simulate murder, but we're all good
yeah.
guys.
I mean, I think jiu-jitsu does attract strange people. I must
Mm-hmm.
admit. You've How long have you trained?
It's been 5 years.
Right. Okay. So, well, that's quite quick to brown belt. You must be pretty good.
I train a lot.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I train a lot, man. As much as I possibly
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think everybody's different when it comes to that, but you would have seen a lot of weirdos, or a lot more than me. Obviously, I'm obviously been training 4 years, but I've seen so many strange people. So many.
Yeah.
Like, just I don't know. Like, we had one guy that turned up with a skull bandana, and he was so fucking angry, dude. I've never seen someone that angry about jiu-jitsu in my life. Like, it was his first time. He had never done jiu-jitsu before, yet he was just angry about it. And I just thought, Jesus Christ. He was punching the punch bag in the corner, and he was proper angry about something. And it turns out he was just angry because he was losing.
Right.
I just don't get it.
I just
Like, he
don't.
was proper strange. I just, mate, honestly, you wouldn't. The Isle of Wight, if anyone, because I share this on my platforms, all the people on the island will know that this, like, just people here are weird anyway. Like, if you go anywhere else in the UK, you're going to find weirdos. But they all seem to congregate on the Isle of Wight. Like, we have two prisons on the island,
Mm-hmm.
one hospital, and from one end, well, one tip to the other tip, it's about 23 miles wide. And we have two prisons. Those prisons are made up of mostly paedophiles.
Wow.
So, as a result, we have got the highest paedophile rate on the island, in the UK, I think. And That's what I mean. Like they're obviously weird. Like,
Very
I think
weird.
it's like I'm pretty confident. I saw statistics somewhere that I think it was the council that they were saying that every third house has a paedophile in it on the island.
Oh God.
Yeah. So lock up your kids.
Hey, I'm telling you.
It's just yeah. I mean, thankfully, there's not that many horrible stories about it on the island. But like we don't we so obviously you being in America, this is going to blow your mind. On the island, we have on shift we have about 11 ambulances, so that's two paramedics in each ambulance, and then police we have about 8 for the whole island
What?
per shift.
On
Yeah,
the whole island?
uh-huh. For the whole of the Isle of Wight, we have 11 ambulances, but that bearing in mind some of those aren't running, so you probably have about 8 ambulances and then 8 police officers most of the time. Sometimes there's more, like if there's an event going on, like in a minute because of the World Cup, they might have a few more officers, but you'll be lucky to see, like we never see police walking around here, ever.
I see at least 8 police cars a day.
Mate, so today I've been out all day and I've seen one. And he didn't have his blue lights on. And they don't have guns here either. Not that I'm saying that that's a bad thing.
No, I heard about that. That's pretty crazy too. But I see about 8 police cars, probably
That's
about
mad.
a good 4 or 5 EMS trucks a day, and that's just being generous.
Has Detroit got quite a high crime rate?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That too.
I think the UK is for the UK, the Isle of Wight's not too bad. But then we've got a small population, so
Yeah, that too.
like 200,000. But oh yeah, no. Do you know what? I just remembered that don't your ambulances slash EMS trucks? They're part of the fire service for you guys. They're not part of the hospital, are they? Or are
Both.
they? So that's mad.
Yeah.
So are they firefighters in the EMS trucks? Like, do they put out fires as well, or do they just do ambulance stuff?
Some are volunteer firefighters. They kind of like do double duty.
Right.
So
That's mad. Because in the UK we have firefighters, we have paramedics, and then we have police officers, and none of them cross into things. Like, if you want to be a police officer and then be something like firearms, you have to do the job for like 6 years before you go up to firearms. Whereas in America, the day you pass, you get a gun.
yeah.
But then everyone's got a gun in America.
Then everyone got a gun.
Mate, do you know what? It's getting bad in the UK for guns and stuff, though.
Yeah, man.
I think I don't know. So I'm not getting into the politics of it anyway.
Yeah, let's leave that door closed.
Let's not. Yeah. No, ain't nobody got time for that.
None. No.
Honestly. But I just think I don't know. Jiu-jitsu brings in the people. Well,
yeah. Jiu-jitsu definitely bring people together, man.
I love jiu-jitsu. I think that's why I'm not scared of people with guns and stuff, because of jiu-jitsu. I'll lay on my back and I'll bum scoot towards them and I'll take any man on.
Give him a proper butt scoot and take on the world.
Mate, I'll leg lock that motherfucker. I don't care. I don't care how big your gun is. Everybody taps to a heel hook.
Everyone taps to a heel hook.
I don't care how big your gun is.
Oh man. But man, if you
Honestly,
got any other questions for me, if you want to, shout out your school or anything, man, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, a massive shout out to my guys. Like, if you're listening, you guys are a legend. All right, the club, Isle of Wight BJJ as a whole. If anybody's on the island, come down, come see us. We'll look after you. We won't hurt you. We're the nicest guys. don't go to any of the other gyms on the island because they're shit. Come to our gym. And if you want to search me on Instagram, my jiu-jitsu Instagram is LukeCBJJ, and then my personal is Luke_GC1996. So because my Facebook name is Lucas Graham, which is what you introduced me as, but my real name's Luke Cotterill. I've just got a secret Facebook because I hate people.
Gotcha.
So if you want to, so don't worry. Obviously, that's my bad. I should have said. But yeah, if you want to search me, want to follow me, I post on the jiu-jitsu account most days. So, but yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Man, this has been amazing. Definitely been amazing.
It's been fantastic. It's been laughing it.
Yeah.
If you ever just drop me a message and I'll come back on whenever you need, man.
Oh man, definitely. Anytime. I would definitely have you back on the show.
Thank you very much,
date, man. But yeah, that's the end of today's episode. I would like to thank our guest Lucas one more time for coming on and sharing his experiences with us. And so please go and follow our Facebook and Instagram pages to stay up to date on all future episodes. This has been Talk Your Jits podcast. Keep rolling, keep grinding, and remember, long live jiu-jitsu. Have a great day.